Hi, and welcome back to the From Scratch podcast. This is episode 7, and I am Sarah.
I'm Bree, and today we have with us Jaye Lenchis, and she's going to be sharing, she has a couple different business stories to share with us, and so she's going to be sharing with us her businesses, what brought her to the co-op, and what she's looking forward to in 2026. So welcome, Jaye.
Thank you very much, both of you. Happy to be here. So I have two businesses. My husband's is Bees Know Best Apiary, where we practice all natural beekeeping. So we sell our honey at the From Scratch Co-op. That was our debut product for last year at the co-op. And I also have Clarity Cotton Dresses, which is a dress company where I make everything with all natural dyes, 100% cotton. And I make them in women's and little girls' matching styles.
Which I love.
Yes.
Lorelai is like on the tippy top of that size chart.
Well, I'm doing custom sizing now.
Well, I like that even
better. The 8-year-olds are just 3 weeks out.
Oh, yay.
So,
okay, good. Because Lorelai and I can match, and then Lainey,
Oh,
I'm super
you guys are going to be so cute. I can't even stand it.
If you need models, you just let me know. I mean, I'm not really a model, but
I'll make you into one.
Okay. Anyways, beyond that.
Well, I need to know, as boy moms, are we getting anything matching?
Well, I'm looking into doing bow ties or
cute.
regular ties.
Okay.
But the thing is that I can't figure out how to do the, usually they're silk and they bind differently than a cotton bow tie.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to do like an overly girly bow, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
and
I
have
do.
it look like a little pigtail bow. It doesn't really fit. So
Yes.
I'm working on the cut for the shape.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to get that this year.
That would be cute. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
so
I had
cute.
someone who commissioned a wedding dress from me, and she wants all of the boys to have matching ties for the dresses for the wedding that you're in as well.
I am, that's
Yeah,
what
she's
I'm
in
in
the
that wedding.
Oh, that's
And
so
Lorelai's the
cool.
flower girl.
Yes.
I don't know if we're going to go too deep into Lorelai and I matching that one. But we'll see.
Well, you could do whatever you want.
It's true. Well, Sarah could do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
We're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Neato. Okay, so you have two businesses. You said one is your husband's and one is yours.
Yep.
You really do both. Like, Michael sold dresses last year,
He
and
did.
it was great.
He did.
So
Yeah.
how does all this look? What started first? What came second? Like, just your whole journey from start until now.
Oh gosh. So Michael's been a beekeeper for about 5 years now. We started beekeeping in Colorado, which
Okay.
is when we lived there, which is a totally different landscape than here in Ohio. It doesn't rain. The wildflowers are all up really in the mountains, and we had a very hard time with it.
Okay.
The first time that we ordered Michael bees, we ordered them through the mail, and they got stuck at the post office overnight.
Oh, no.
The bees were very sad. They lasted 24 hours in their box before they took off and said, peace out.
Yeah.
So that was our first beekeeping experience, and we thought, okay, we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
So after that, the next year we went and got bees locally, and Michael had 2 successful hives that one of them overwintered, which means the bees survived until the next year and became a little bit stronger. And since then, we've just been growing slowly. So the beekeeping started out with just conventional beekeeping, and there's really a lot to it. There's a lot of problems that happen with honeybees inside the hive that most people don't know about, like hive beetles are like a parasite that live inside the beehives, and they like suck the fat off of the bees, and it can cause colony collapse. It's super gross.
Yeah.
It's super gross. So one of the things that conventional beekeepers will do is put in traps for these mites, or they'll treat the hive with like a pesticide that's supposed to only kill the hive beetles or the mites or whatever's in there.
Right.
But typically, it just weakens the genetics of the entire hive. So that's what we were doing for years, and we just kept losing half of our hives every winter. I'm like, this is not, and the problem wasn't getting better.
Sure.
So we decided we're just going to stop treating our bees and just see what happens. So we're on year 2 of that now. So we don't feed our bees any sugar, which is something that a lot of beekeepers advocate for. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. It's just we don't do it.
Sure.
The reason being is we want our bees to go forage for pollen and complex nectars because those have more amino acids. They have more antioxidants, and those benefit the bees. It benefits the taste of the honey. It does all of those things. Like white table sugar only has 2 compounds. And a flower from like a dandelion, that pollen has over 50 complicated compounds.
I guess
So
I
it's
didn't know
totally
you fed
different.
bees. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can.
You can to increase honey
Okay.
production, which is
Okay.
something that's done a lot in like grocery store honey.
Sure.
That's
makes
why
sense.
it doesn't taste the same.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
makes
all
sense.
honey tastes so different, is
Yeah.
because you could be feeding them inside the hive, you could be putting out, supplemental things for them to eat outside the hive. That's called open feeding. We don't do any of it. We planted 10 acres of clover this year. We've been planting salvia and lavender and all of their favorite things.
Aw.
We're doing a huge flower field, and we're trying to get the bees to just bring it all in themselves.
Yes.
So this winter, we went in with 7 hives, and we came out with 7 hives. We had a 100% survival rate.
That's great.
Yeah,
I feel
nationally,
like that's impressive.
It kind of is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the national survival rate is typically about 60%.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't lose a hive this winter.
Dang.
Yeah. So we're really happy about that.
That's amazing.
And since we had our 7 hives starting this year, we kind of have a bonus hive because there's a hive living in a tree on our property. So it's kind of our bonus hive because they swarm every year. So last year we got a swarm out of the tree, and that was one of our 7 that made it through winter. But even in the last 2 weeks, we've had 10 swarms.
That's
and Michael
incredible.
he has caught 8 of those 10 swarms, and then we did 4 cutouts. So now we're all the way up to 21 hives.
What is
so
a
far
Yes.
this year.
Yeah. What's a cutout?
And a swarm, actually.
So
I'm going to
it's-
need the breakdown of all of it.
Okay, so a swarm is when a hive, an existing hive, becomes overpopulated inside. So the old queen will take half of the bees, and she will go find another place to live.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Like a
so,
tree or...
So, well, usually what they do is they'll just like congregate on a tree or on something, usually a tree branch, and they'll send out scout bees looking for a new suitable location, and they'll just stay there until they find one. So what Michael likes to do is he'll be like, hey, look at that nice little bee ball over there. He'll come put a bee box right underneath it, shake that branch down in, and once he makes sure the queen is inside, you can put her in what's called a queen clip, which is basically like a really big hair clip. But it's small enough that she can't get out, but other bees can get in to tend to her, because the queen bee always has workers that tend to her, so it doesn't hurt her or anything.
Okay.
And if the queen stays, the hive will stay.
Huh.
So that's how you catch a swarm.
So is that how, like, some people are like, yeah, I've got a beehive, like, in between my siding and my house?
Yeah,
Is that
so-
they just looked for some place to build a hive?
Yep, so that probably happened from a swarm.
Okay.
Exactly. So a cutout is removing those bees that live in that siding.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So you're literally cutting them out.
Didn't they
Yes.
come and get a swarm from your mom's house
They
last
did.
year?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we did last year.
Gosh, just,
Yeah.
there's a beekeeper on YouTube. You should start a YouTube channel for this beekeeping thing.
We've thought about it.
You
but
really should. Like,
yeah.
I watched this lady, I don't even know her name. I don't even know what her YouTube channel is, but she'll, like, cut out people's, like, in a trailer house. She was cutting out somebody's floor.
Yeah.
And
Oh my.
it was crazy. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what a cutout is. We just did one in one of the buildings that we could almost see from here, actually.
Oh,
above,
really?
Yeah, above the Model Train Club.
Oh wow.
And actually, Kaylee from the market came and helped Michael with it because she's doing our beekeeping mentorship.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so those two were in there for like, I don't know, 2.5 hours cutting up the floorboards,
Oh my
taking out
gosh.
this gigantic hive. I mean, it was absolutely huge. I think I had to bring them an extra box. So they ended up filling 3 gigantic bee boxes.
Oh my goodness.
And each bee box can take like 75,000 bees. So like it's really a lot.
It's a lot of bees.
It's really
My
a lot.
kids would go insane.
It's kind of a
They
lot.
always ask if this is a good bee or a bad bee. I tell them I don't really know the difference, so don't kill
Well,
it.
they're all good bees, but some might be more territorial than others, and it's best to just
Let them
let them be.
be.
Let them be, unless you're my husband, who is fearless with the bees
Okay.
and does all of these things mostly without a bee suit, which I don't really.
I
do
can't
at all.
deal. I can't deal.
Yeah.
Anytime
I don't
one
relate
comes
at
near
all.
me, I'm like,
Or just like my mom always was like, stay still, just stay still.
impossible
That
for
really
me.
is it. I
It's
can't. I can't do
oh,
it. That's it.
It's impossible for
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, like when he gets them coming up on his face, and he's just like,
Oh, that's
yeah.
freaky.
And that's it. But, and they just leave him alone, and then they come right at me in my mask, and I'm like, this is why I'm wearing this.
It's because he's
We're
so
fine.
calm. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
They can like feel that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel, you know what I mean? That
Yeah, it's definitely the energy that you put off. They return to you. to some
Definitely.
extent. Mhm. It's very interesting.
So you are beekeepers on your property with 21.
21 hives is what we have
Hives.
right now.
And
Yeah, we almost
you-
had 22 today. Almost.
Well, the season is still young, Jay.
Yeah,
like
it is.
How much work are those? So let's say one bee box. What does the day-to-day look like? Just if we're going to talk about one bee box, what does that look like?
Well, you don't really want to get in the hives all of the time because every time you get in the hive, you're disrupting their natural pattern.
Okay.
So there's worker bees inside that are taking care of the baby bees. There's worker bees inside that are capping all of the honeycomb for the baby bees. There's bees inside that are turning nectar into honey. The queen is laying eggs. there's a lot going on in there. And every time you go in, they stop doing those jobs and they come see what we're doing.
Right.
And the other thing is that the hives are built very, very well, in which you can take out the frames. But the thing with bees is they make this stuff called propolis, which is basically like super glue. And they super glue everything inside the hive.
Oh, wow.
So every time you go in, you have to break some of those seals. And it's just, it's a little intrusive.
Yeah.
So we try not to go in all the time. We get into the hives, I want to say every 10 days or so for most of them.
Okay.
And we're looking for things like mites, which we briefly touched on since we don't treat for mites. We look for things like hive beetles. We look for things like making sure the queen is actively laying baby bees. That's a really big thing, because if you don't have a strong queen, that hive could very well collapse. And we're looking for queen cells, which is a very specific type of, basically a place a queen comes from. The queen is much bigger than all the regular bees, so you can tell which ones are for her. Okay. If you see queen cells inside the hive, that means something's wrong. They're about to replace her, or if they're about to swarm, or something. Because if they're going to replace that queen, she's their leader. She's either not laying enough, she's old, you know.
Mutiny, I tell you, mutiny.
Yeah.
I would not want to be a queen. That seems like a lot of pressure.
It's not a job I would want, for sure.
So there's only one queen per hive then?
There's only one
I
queen
have so
per
many
hive.
questions. This
I
is
know, me
very
too. I
interesting
know.
We
to
could do a
me.
whole podcast just on this. So
yeah.
there's only one queen per hive, and her job is, when the queen hatches, she's a virgin queen. So her job is to go leave the hive and mate with all of the drones she can find. And her job is to get filled up. A
Okay.
drone is a male bee.
Okay.
They don't
but
have
the worker
stingers.
bees aren't male.
The only
My brain.
male bees in the hive are the drones, and their only job is to mate with a virgin queen.
Wow.
So what the males do every day is they go out to what's called a congregation area. So all of the drones from all of our hives go hang out somewhere on the farm, and they just wait for a virgin queen
bachelor
with
pad.
their, pretty much, they wait for their virgin queen with their pheromones to fly by, and then they have a party. And
Makes sense.
it's called a mating ball, is what it's called. And when she comes back, she's full of enough stuff for her to lay eggs her entire life.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and they will typically live for like 3 years before they start
Huh.
not being the best.
Interesting.
Yeah, so her main job, really her only job, is to lay eggs inside the hive. And all of the other worker bees, their job is to, from birth, they will start, the tiniest little bees will continue to take care of the other little baby bees. As they get older, they become worker bees, which will then work with the honey, work with the honeycomb. And then as they get older and they're on their, like, you know, the last phase of their life, the female honeybees become the ones that go out and get pollen. And then one day, they just are too old and they don't come back. And they don't die inside the hive, because they know
Okay.
if they did, it would be one of those worker bees' job to carry them back out from the hive.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's intense.
It
is.
is.
Wow.
it is.
That was an emotional roller
I,
coaster.
yeah. Wow. You did from beginning to end. That's exactly. So honey products.
So
Honey
how?
products.
Okay. So how do you know when it's full? How do you know when it's time to get the honey out?
Well,
Good question. That's what I meant when I said honey products.
Well, the box is going to be like 80 pounds. But,
Okay.
So we don't try to lift them up and try to measure them. So
Okay.
we'll do what's called a hive inspection, which is
Okay.
what it's called whenever you go into the bees. So we'll open the lid of the box, and Michael will start from one end of the hive and work his way through all of them. So typically, they start building the outside of the hive first and work in.
Okay.
So as he's going through all of the different frames, honey's usually, I think it's on the outside. The baby bees are kind of in the middle where they're protected the most. And we just take the honey frames that don't have the baby bees. That's what we take out once it's a capped cell. So what that means is some worker bee decided this honey has cured enough. We're going to put a lid on it and save it for later.
That's the beeswax.
Well,
Right.
it's
No?
it's called a cap, but it's a
Okay.
similar product to
Okay.
wax. Yeah.
But there is such a thing as like beeswax.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Okay, and that's
so,
in the hive.
Yeah, so honeycomb is when you melt it down and smash it and melt it, that's what beeswax becomes.
Oh.
So that's
I
why
had no idea.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so that's why we don't sell beeswax at the market, because
You need those.
well, they need those.
They need it.
They
yes,
need those.
Yes.
It takes way longer for them to make a frame full of wax than it does for them to make a frame full of honey. So what we do is we have something called a honey extractor, which is basically just a giant metal oval, and it's got a thing inside that spins, and you can load the frames onto it, and you just spin it really, really fast, and all of the honey just ricochets out and gets all over the sides of it, and then we just take that frame and put it right back in the beehive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because it'll take them so much longer than it would, to replace that waxed comb that they made.
Huh.
Or I could sell it for like $10.
Yeah. My
But
sister,
it took them months to make it.
Right.
That makes sense. My sister does honey, and just for like our family, or for me when I ask, I don't know. But she has given me a jar of honey, and she said I put some of the honeycombs inside.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's given me like a wax cake, but that wax cake came from her melting down. Oh.
Yep. So the comb has to be melted down in order to get wax.
Interesting.
There's another product called propolis, which I briefly talked about earlier, which is like the glue that they use to seal everything up. Propolis, you can make tinctures from it.
Oh, wow.
It's really, really, really good for you.
Huh.
It has antimicrobial properties. You can use it in skincare.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very good for the gut.
Bees
it's very
do know
good
best.
For,
Yeah, they
do. Just about every product that they make, we can use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like honey. This
I
is
know.
cool. I
I
don't
know.
maybe like it enough to do my own bee boxes.
Well,
but
you might like it enough to come put on a bee suit. And
I don't know. Maybe
No?
not.
So
Maybe
what-
watch your YouTube videos.
you can do that too. But what I do is I put on my bee suit in my garage before we even leave the house to drive to the farm. So by the time I get out, I am completely sealed up.
There's
in every
absolutely
way.
no way they're getting in.
Yeah, no. I haven't been stung by Michael's bees. Michael gets stung all the time. 3 times today, I think. Twice on the face. But
Good thing he's
loves
not
it.
allergic.
He loves it.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, that's a lot about Bees Know Best.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And are you ready? Like, do you have enough? Okay, you have plenty of bee boxes. I know there's
Yes.
not honey available all the time. There's like fall honey, there's
Yeah.
spring honey.
There's
like,
harvesting seasons.
okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
when are your harvesting seasons?
So I think our harvesting season is going to start this week, which is really great. So the reason that you only harvest in the spring and in the fall is because the bees need a certain amount to make it through winter because they eat it all winter. Because it's too cold for them to go out and fly. There's no flowers. They're not going to be making any more. And the baby bees need to eat something. Otherwise, the colony will collapse. The worker bees only live for 3 months.
Oh, okay.
That's not very much.
Yeah.
So by the time, and actually the winter bees inside the hive live, I think, longer than the worker bees that live in the summertime. But that's a whole other thing. But so we harvest in the spring because they've already gone through their winter stash and they're busy bringing in new honey. So we feel we can accurately gauge how much we can take from them without hurting the hive. And we'll probably take a couple of frames from each of our older hives. We won't take any from any of the new ones this year in the spring, but maybe in the fall. It just kind of depends. So the amount of boxes that they have in the fall will determine how much honey we think they need to get through winter again. It's kind of it's more sketchy to take it in the fall, even though it's the best honey, because you don't want to take too much and kill your bees.
That makes sense. That
So
makes a lot of
this
sense.
honey that you'll be harvesting this week is fall honey.
No, this will be spring
This will be
honey.
spring honey. Okay.
Yeah, this will be spring honey.
So this is what they've collected since the flowers have started blooming this
Yep.
year.
Yep.
And then-
They've pretty much eaten through all of their fall honey already.
Okay.
Yep. So this
Okay.
is just what they've been powerhousing for the last couple of months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So when we
Yeah.
start market in June, will you have honey ready to go?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have honey later this week, I think.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
and that will be quote unquote spring honey.
Yes,
But like
spring honey.
when we look towards the farmers market in the fall,
That'll still be spring honey.
that'll
right?
Hopefully, come like August, September, we'll do another harvest.
Oh, okay.
But it just kind of depends on if we can take it out safely or not.
Yeah.
Just kinda
There's different
depends.
things like mums. Mum isn't really a spring flower, right? And like I know just from looking at our pastures, like clover by the end of the summer is pretty much all gone.
Yeah.
So like in the fall, what are they really looking for? Because that's when everything starts going into dormancy.
Out here, it's a lot of goldenrod.
I was
and
about to say.
that's
That
what
makes
gives it that
sense.
really pungent like flavor that was very recognizable in our honey last year because it was just so potently floral. You know, like you
Yeah.
could tell like it wasn't sugar water.
Right,
Mhm,
right.
yeah.
You know? But you want to have a nice mix of goldenrod and other florals too. So we have longer lasting blooms like echinacea, and we plant tons of sunflowers and
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
things
that
like
makes
that. And the
sense.
dandelions
Fall flowers.
actually do pretty good pretty much until the frost comes.
Yeah, those dandelions.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
I like them. The kids, you know, they turn
I like
into
them too.
wishes, and
We just
Yeah.
planted
we
a
do a
bunch.
whole bunch of stuff with dandelions. Have you
Yeah.
planted some?
Yeah, we
Just
planted
come to my
some
yard.
all
You
over
can
our field.
transplant some.
Well, I don't know.
It's fun to flick the heads off of them like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mama had a baby and
her head popped off.
Or like you put it under your chin to see if you're you like.
What?
What is it? Honey or butter? I think it's
I-
butter.
I haven't
or
done that
something.
one
You know what I
before.
mean? When if it.
What?
I don't know. I think it's just a trick. Yeah.
That's
Do you
silly.
not know about Mama
I
had a
have
baby
no
and her
idea
head
what you're
popped
talking
off?
about. No.
You take a dandelion and you put your thumb under the top of it and you go, Mama had a baby and her head popped off.
Uh-oh. Well, I get to teach that to my son tonight. He's
Yeah.
gonna be so excited.
Yeah.
That'll
Okay.
be fine.
Yeah.
That will
But
be
don't
very
let him
fun.
do it in your field that you just planted. 'Cause that would be
He'll
kind
do
of
it in our
sad.
yard. It's
There you
okay.
go. There you go.
No, he couldn't even make a dent in the dandelions we have going on in the field.
well.
There's not a chance. There's so many. It's
I
ridiculous.
can't believe you planted them. I
I
can't
know.
wait to go
I
home
did.
and
I
tell
bought like
Doug.
10,000 seeds off Amazon.
Imagine when
Yeah.
they all turn to the
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
They're
what we
gonna be
call
like-
them. We call them wishes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we call them too.
Yeah, well, I just love seeing like a big patch of their pretty yellow flowers, and they don't grow that tall.
They are
You know,
pretty.
so like the flowers are always there, and their stupid seed pods get cut off when we mow anyway, but the flowers are still there. And they're pretty.
Yeah, the flowers are pretty.
Yeah, I like colors and not just a big lawn of grass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like a
definitely.
lawn of grass.
You
and then
do?
I'll look. Well, Lorelai wants to plant a wildflower patch
Uh-huh.
in our garden, so we're definitely going to do that, and it'll
Yeah.
be super pretty. But like, we don't have that much playable area, so it's nice to.
Every little bit helps for the bees.
It does. Well, maybe we should just let the dandelions grow then. I don't know. We have an abundance of clover though, and
Yeah, they love that. I
that
think.
came from it. Just that's what's in our yard. is
It's kind of
clover.
what's on ours too. We planted a bunch more because we leveled out some areas and had to replant anyway. But it's all over the place with us too, in places we didn't even dig up.
And that's something like, I don't know, I don't think consumers really think of when they come and buy honey from you at the market. Like, they're like, oh, this is great honey. They, don't know what it took to get just that jar
Yeah,
of honey, but
right.
also, like, what they can do in their own yards to support that honey production, because
Right.
inevitably, those bees that pop into my yard, even though I don't have bee boxes, they're going to end up in some hive someplace.
They will.
Maybe
Yeah.
sometime.
Yeah.
And that's like my little contribution to the bee community,
Yeah.
right? Like I've helped grow the
Yeah,
honey of the
absolutely.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you don't, like a good way to start would be to not spray your yard with pesticides.
That's the number one
and-
thing
or,
you can do.
Yeah, so and that
don't
def-
use glyphosate. That's the number one thing you can do.
yeah, to support the bees.
Mhm,
Yeah.
support the bees. It gets into the water that they drink. It leaves residue on all of the flowers. It leaves residue in the dirt. They like can't land anywhere safely within 100 feet of being sprayed.
Wow.
Because it's not just where you spray; it's where the wind carries it, and it's meant to carry. You know.
Yeah, that's the
Just-
purpose of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they sprayed all down Route 40 near us in Norwich
Oh,
last year,
no.
and we lost like 3 hives within that weekend. Yeah.
And
And that
that's-
was 2 miles from us, but I know it was that because
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just such in sequence that like that had to be what it was.
Had to be. Like it's too coincidental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Especially
mean, it was the same weekend. Like they did it on like a Thursday. By Saturday, we saw hive like signs of distress. Sunday, absconded, which
Yeah.
means that they just left.
Okay.
Oh, they left. The
They just
hive.
left. They
Okay.
said this is not tenable for us anymore. We need to go find a new house, basically. But those were bees that had been in those hives for years,
Oh wow.
which is like very strange.
I bet Michael was real sad.
We were very sad. We talked about it for like 2 months.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll start to stop. You know, I feel like people just so many more people have a mindset of just let it be. Just let
Yeah.
what is there, just let
Yeah.
it be. Let's be hands off. Let's go
Yeah.
local. Let's really pay attention to what is in local, like what that looks like. And so
Yeah.
I think we might see an upwards trend in that. I feel like we've already seen it within the last 3 years of people just
agree.
really advocating for that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the more people that support it and the more people that come to the market will continue to drive the supply and demand, and will eventually encourage more people to maybe want to do bees, to be like, oh, they're,
Oh, yeah.
there's bees, they're doing well with their honey. Maybe I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
going to try that. And the more people support it, the more it'll grow. So we're
Right.
really just hoping too that it just continues to allow the producers in our area to keep growing, because we honestly do have a really nice area for agriculture
Oh, yeah.
that supports a
do.
lot of different things, and
do.
hopefully we're going to start leaning into that.
Yeah.
a lot more.
And we've seen a huge increase of like butterflies and regular flowers and birds and
I've noticed
just
a lot of
everything you want to
butterflies,
see, like
this
especially
year.
on our farm, especially just within a couple acres of us. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's really nice. And Michael's been helping people set up hives on their own property
That's
too.
awesome.
great.
Well, it's just, it all helps, right?
Yeah.
And the more
Yeah.
honeybees we have in the area, the more diverse the genetics get,
Mm-hmm.
especially if we can get people to stop treating their hives and really slow that snowball that's really weakening the genetics of the bees.
I did have a question. I'm glad you brought that back up. So
Yeah.
what do you do then if you find signs of disease in the hive?
We let it run.
You just let it ride.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Well, what we normally see is either mites, which
Okay.
are basically they're ticks for bees, basically is
Okay.
what they are. And hive beetles eat the baby bees out of their goo that they're forming in, basically.
Okay.
Both very bad. What you would normally do if you were trying to treat your hive for mites is you would put that pesticide I was talking about inside the hive, and the bees won't touch it. But they're breathing it in.
Yeah.
They're walking around in it. The mites are walking around. Like it's gross.
Yeah.
It's really not good. It's basically just not a long-term answer to that question, because the other thing that does is we're creating bacterial resistant mites. So now they're becoming medication resistant,
Gotcha.
which is a huge problem because the bees are not becoming medication resistant. So the mites are getting stronger
Oh no.
and the bees are getting weaker.
Yeah.
And they're just, the answer is let's put more chemicals into the hives.
Yeah, that doesn't
And
make
it's
sense.
not. And you
Yeah.
also don't want that in honey that we consume.
Right. Sure.
Right.
They say that it's
absolutely.
safe, but like,
I don't.
no.
No. Yeah,
No.
I'm with you
Just
on that.
no. I just don't want anything to do with that.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If we lose the hive, we lose the hive, and
Well, I mean, it hasn't happened to us in a year and
That's
a half,
great.
2 years.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
great.
maybe your bees are getting stronger then.
I think it is.
You know, maybe there have been, you just haven't caught any signs, maybe small signs, and I
Well, when
don't
you,
know
like-
what happens if like a mite's, oh, I'm afraid of this bee, or what, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that all works, but maybe your bees are in fact just becoming stronger.
Yeah.
If the mites can't get what they need from the bees, they typically leave the hive and go try to find another host.
Perfect.
So typically when we take a frame out of the hive and we're looking at it, you can literally see them on there.
Oh,
like
wow.
they're like a little tiny backpack on the back of a bee, and they're black. You can see them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just don't see them very often. And don't get me wrong, every hive has these problems. But ours aren't killing our bees anymore.
Sure.
Because our bees are becoming strong enough to not fall susceptible to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the
That's
genetics
awesome.
are getting stronger. And we find that every time we bring in a new swarm too, that's one of our strongest hives.
Oh, I
So
bet.
we're finding that less human intervention, like bees that came from a tree that got overpopulated and the queen took half the bees and left, they're even stronger than the ones that we've bought from other people.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all just kind of points in the right direction that
Yeah.
we don't know better than the bees do. And we kind of just need to let them do their own thing.
Yeah.
That's where bees know best came
Yeah.
from, right?
That is where bees know best.
There we
came
go.
from.
That's it right there. That's awesome.
It's also easier because then you don't have to get in there all the
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
And less costly. So, because you're not buying that stuff to put in there.
Yeah.
Less chances of getting stung.
Yep. Less
Right?
chances
Having
of
a
losing
panic
whole
attack
hive.
in your suit. Oh
Yeah, that's no fun.
no,
Okay.
I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that.
Well, if you put them on in the garage before you leave the house and get there, you won't get stung. But I'm a little silly, so
Oh, me too.
yeah.
I have a fear of pain, you know.
Yeah. That
Don't
one.
we all? At
I
some
think it's a
point,
real
on
fear.
some level, maybe.
But a business of yours that is less painful is Clarity Co.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so let's
Yes,
talk
it
about
is.
that. 'Cause
Yeah.
Are we good with bees? No
I think
best?
we're good with
I
bees.
think
That's
so.
that's a big piece
Yeah,
of
that was big.
the all encompassing.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
so
was.
Clarity Co.
Clarity Co. So I came up with the name Clarity because I wanted to make a business that was transparent about the chemicals that were going into my product. This is like my thing. So as you can tell from the all natural beekeeping, and you can tell from where I'm about to go with this, is I feel like we are all being exposed to so many chemicals in our daily lives that I feel like it's just truly unfair to us as a population.
Yeah.
So when I had my son and I started looking at like all of the products in the baby aisle, you know, and I'm picking up like Burt's Bees and
Yeah.
Living Clean and like all of these stuff, and I'm like, oh, these all look great. And I was shopping with like my very best friend, and she's like, there's an app that you can use to read what these ingredients are. So
cool.
we pulled up the app and we scanned, I swear to God, everything in the organic baby aisle, and every single one had either a toxin, a PFAS, or just something that had no business being on a baby.
But it was.
And this was
But
in the
it was
organic
marketed
this-
as such.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were totally
Jeez.
greenwashed. And that just like turned on this light bulb in my brain. And I'm like, okay, if this is in like baby soap, we were in like the soap aisle looking at like Johnson & Johnson versus Burt's Bees. All of them had stuff in them that they should not have had. But I just made this light bulb go off in my head. And then I started looking at clothes. And what I learned about clothes is that most synthetic fabrics are really just made from plastic. Like polyester is just made from plastic.
Yep.
And a really good example of this is Lululemon is having a really big lawsuit right now with the Attorney General of Texas because they've always marketed their clothes as for the healthy person, for people who exercise, so on and so forth. And they're made from, I think, recycled water
This
bottles.
is why I don't have Lululemon. Made for people who exercise. That ain't me. Give me the Wranglers instead.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't talk about those though.
Yeah,
Which you probably will.
Well, what's interesting about that is up until 2023, they actually added PFAS into their clothing to make them more stain resistant and more water resistant.
What is that?
So PFAS are basically, they're called forever chemicals.
Oh, okay, okay.
Is their nickname.
Okay.
And the reason for that is they bind, I think it's carbon and fluoride very, very, very closely to the point that they will never break down. Like, it's such a strong chemical bond that, like, there's nothing we can do to remove that bond. It's in Teflon. It's in anything that's water resistant
Like
or stain
Teflon
resistant.
cookware?
Yes.
That's why you're not supposed to use Teflon.
Yes.
Really? I'm learning
Yes.
so much today.
Yes.
This is a good
There's
day.
a movie called Dark Waters that you should watch. if
Maybe
you-
I'll just I'll get it secondhand.
Well, it's
That makes me
there's
nervous.
there's cattle in there. You might
Maybe I
understand
should.
it more than the
Okay.
average person. But anyway, then I started learning about all of that, and then I started learning about what it took to be certified organic cotton because I kind of had the idea that I wanted to do this. And then I realized, okay, to be certified organic, I can't even use all natural dyes. I have to use a pigment that is organic certified. But the pigments don't naturally sink into the fibers of the cotton. They have to be used with an adhesive, which is a synthetic, which is not what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So I've been down this crazy rabbit hole of trying to make the cleanest product I can find. But I can't even certify my product as organic because I don't want to use the synthetics in the pigment.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
I
Like that's
know.
completely backwards, right?
Yes.
Right? I am making
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
of what you're
Yes.
saying, but what you're saying
That's why I
isn't
haven't
making
done it.
sense.
Yeah, it's why
Yeah.
I haven't switched manufacturers. It's why I haven't done it. Because it's not, like, dye looks so different when it seeps into your clothes and, like, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Pigment is basically color with glue that sticks on the top. And it sinks in a little bit. It does bind to the fibers. You're not going to be able to get it out. But in 10 years, it's not going to fade. It's going to crack. And that's the difference. But
Wow.
I just don't like the synthetic aspect of
Yeah.
it. And the whole thing to be organic is just, for me, it's a mindset. I don't want any chemicals on my body. I don't want any chemicals in my house. I feel like we have enough exposure to it with the water that we're drinking, the water that's in our restaurants. I mean, you can go down this rabbit hole all day long.
Yeah.
Detergents, soaps, hand washes. Like, it's one of the reasons we were so excited when you guys made the co-op. Because I saw that first post that you guys made, and it was all about from scratch.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is so it. And then
Yeah.
when we set up at that first market, everybody was in the same boat. And I was like, oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
None of my family gets it. They all think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
Who was it on the podcast that was like, "We're good with this, Mom, until you start making"? Oh, it
That
was
was Jim and Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until they start making our clothes. But
Yeah.
literally, though,
Yeah.
Jay is making clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was really the whole reason the co-op was born is because I knew and I saw that there was all these pockets of people in the area that were
Yeah.
doing this same type, wanting things from scratch, natural,
Yeah.
organic as possible. And I'm like, all those people's followings would like all these other things too.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so that's kind of why the co-op ended up getting formed is because we
Right.
knew that there was these people out there and then we brought them together and then the magic happened.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there is a lot of people in our community that are looking
There
for
really
these
is.
types of things. Like there really, really is. And they'll pay for them.
They will. And it makes grocery shopping so much easier.
It does.
Because like you don't have to go cherry pick every single ingredient. If you're like me, that's what I do.
Yeah.
In the grocery store because they change them all the time, which drives me nuts. That's a whole other problem. But it just makes it so much easier. You know who you're buying from. You
Right.
know
Right.
where they made it.
And you can ask them any question that you would need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't do that, even with the certified organic products that you buy off the shelves, and
Yeah.
you're looking for the labels. If you had any questions, who are you going to call?
Right.
Yeah.
And there's still tons of things in there that you still don't want in your products, just like you said
Definitely
with the
there is.
baby stuff. And that's why, I mean, like, it's been amazing. Like, I know I've switched my hand soaps. I've switched several things from the people that we have at the co-op. And just because that stuff wasn't previously available. And
Yeah.
like, hopefully people start to realize how truly impressive some of the items that our vendors are making, how high quality that they are
Yep.
without the preservatives and without the forever chemicals and without all this other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
we do not need to go to the
Yeah.
Walmart or
No,
wherever.
we don't need additional
like,
exposure
we
at
don't.
all. Like, don't even get me started on Walmart and
Yeah.
all of that. Like, I think they do a pretty good job with the produce because Walmart buys more locally than like Kroger does. Kroger has like a couple of different distribution centers for all of their stores. Walmart does it. I think it's statewide or tri-statewide or something like that. The last time I read, but I don't know. I've read that there was a study done in a Walmart where everything in there is made from polyester, all of their clothes.
Yeah.
Every time you wash something with polyester, you're releasing microplastics into the air. And microplastics, I don't think people realize just how small they are.
Yeah.
They're 1/1000th of a human hair.
Oh.
So, and how do you even deal with that?
Right, yeah.
How do you even deal with that?
You can't even find
you
it.
can't. Like, you can't even see it, really.
Yeah.
You know, and it's frustrating that that's the default, you know?
Well, you're doing everything that you possibly can, though,
I'm trying
for
my
your
best.
family. But then you've opened it up to the community, and I
Yeah.
think that is outstanding. So this is one of your dresses, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is one of my new ones for spring.
I have the same one.
Yeah, she did. She bought it on Saturday.
You can twin opening day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, we
come
got to
in.
send an email out and be like, if you've got your Clarity Co,
That's true.
wear it on opening day.
Yeah,
I have
that would
3
be very
skirts
fun.
and a dress,
Heck
maybe
yeah.
4 skirts.
I think you have 4 skirts.
You can wear your polo with the skirt.
4 skirts.
That'll be cute.
You
Do
totally
you have any
could.
that will match?
Yeah, I probably. I'll just,
If not,
yeah.
just buy a new one.
Yeah, I'll just buy. Do you have any that'll match?
I have a pink and beige one that would be super cute with this, actually.
Sold.
Look at that.
It's new.
Oh, perfect. We have a lot of vendors that you didn't put your clothes out right away.
No, I
you
didn't.
were.
Yeah, you
were
were
like,
like,
I'm
you were
just
like,
gonna-
we
is
were
it
like, what's
okay
that dress
if-
back there?
I'm-
What's
oh
that?
yeah, I'm in this retail store. Oh yeah, you can find it online here, and I'm like, what in the world?
I don't know. I didn't feel like it was the right thing to bring to the farmer's market because you can't eat it, right?
Fair.
But
I mean,
then
you
I
could.
realized, well, I mean, you wouldn't.
Seems
I wouldn't want to. But
clean.
then I realized that everybody who comes to the farmer's market is in the same boat as me. It's
Yeah.
like they're trying to
Lifestyle.
solve
Yes.
the same
Yeah.
problem.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it
Yeah.
works.
It does work.
And the farmers markets end up being like the place I sell the most dresses, which
That's
is
awesome.
really great because they're like 3 hours a day, and
Yeah.
you get to leave with a bunch of groceries after, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a 10 out of 10.
I know. And coffee.
Yeah, and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And vibes.
And vibes.
Yeah.
and good friends and
Yes.
sourdough everything.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love the abundance of sourdough that we have at the market.
I
feel
know.
like we can get.
I think we'll have a little more this
entire
year,
thing.
maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying
and
to
maybe some
remember.
gluten-free goods.
Oh,
I don't know
cool.
about sourdough gluten-free. Well, I don't think that's possible. But maybe.
Maybe you could, if you had a gluten-free starter that
Maybe.
you made. I don't know.
But I think we're going to have some gluten-free
That'd be
goodies
cool.
either way. So that will be good. So you said you found us on a post. Is that how you
Yeah,
found the
I
From
found you
Scratch
guys
Club?
on Facebook.
Okay, because you joined like at the 11 o'clock hour, right? Because you came
think
like
so.
you
I
joined
came-
on like the day of the meeting, right?
No,
And-
I think it was like 2 days before.
2 days
I'm not
before
that
the meeting.
bad.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, well,
I saw the
our-
post for the first time and I applied, and one of you emailed me back in like an hour and said, "Hey, we have a meeting tomorrow."
I'm just kidding. It's probably
Yeah.
you.
I was like, "We have a meeting in like 2 days," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll be there."
Okay.
Great.
She
okay.
was. She was there.
Yeah, she
I
was.
was there. Yeah.
Very
It
first,
was
that was
great.
our vendors meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had put out 2 feeler
Meeting.
emails.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after those were done, we were like, well, we're just going to open up the floodgates, and
Yeah.
you flooded right in.
I felt like the show up to that first meeting was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
There had to be
absolutely.
20
Yeah.
people there.
Oh,
And we've grown
definitely.
since then too.
Yeah.
I think well, there was one lady had a change in family circumstances, so she wasn't able to attend. But I think everyone from that initial meeting is still a part of the co-op, and then we've grown since then, of course. And
Sweet.
this year we'll have a few more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
We
you had a bunch of new people sign up?
We have.
Really?
9.
Oh, great.
We'll have 9 new summer vendors joining with us. A few of them were Christmas market vendors.
Great.
We did have to close.
Oh, really?
We had to close it. We were
Yeah.
like, this is the date. Try again next year. And
Oh,
so
wow.
our Christmas market is closed. All of our summer markets are closed. We have all of their contacts and everything, so we
Yeah.
can reach out for like if something
Waitlist.
happens, someone's like, I can't do this anymore, and a spot opens up like that would be
Yeah.
no problem. But I think we'll have we'll have a fantastic number this year. Like our lowest day last year was I think our lowest day was 6 vendors. I think our
was there.
highest day, it was the day of the fair.
Yeah,
Our
that was brutal.
which we've solved that problem.
We have.
Yeah.
We're going to the
fair
fair.
instead, yeah.
We're going to the fair.
Be
So.
there.
That's all the problem.
Last year, our biggest number, I did a setup for 15. 17 is our lowest number this year, and 25 is our highest number this year.
What
Holy
day is that
cow.
on? Do you remember?
There's a couple.
That's going to be
Oh,
wild.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
opening day.
It's
I
not.
think
There's like 18, I think.
folks are still like in vacation mode. Like we just got out of school, we're gonna go on
Yeah,
vacation, and I
Olivia's gonna be
know
on vacation.
throughout the summer, people have said I can commit to these days, but we know things happen, and so it might fluctuate a little bit. But
Right.
I don't think we'll just have 6 vendors
Well, that's fantastic.
at all. Like
Yeah.
I don't think we'll drop below 14. I
Right.
don't see that at all.
No.
So
It'll be
new
really
products,
good.
new
Awesome.
new faces. It'll be really good, and we have all of our strong returning
Yeah.
vendors like you and Michael. So
Yay.
I think that's
Yeah, we were at every
excited.
single market last
Yeah,
year.
you
you guys
were.
were.
One of us was. One of us was at every
Right.
single.
Yeah,
And
you guys
you-
were an
Yes.
amazing last minute
Yeah.
addition,
Yep.
by the way.
Yep.
Like
Thank
when
you.
you flew in and you were like, "We have honey," and we were like, "Yay!"
love honey.
Because we didn't have anybody.
We were so
didn't.
surprised
and
that you guys
so
didn't
we
have
were
one for
thrilled
money.
that you guys
Yeah.
joined because I mean, I'm not trying to call this person out. She probably won't watch the podcast, but I invited somebody who did honey, and she didn't want to join. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever.
All right, well.
Yeah.
Now we got the OG honey spot.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
Well, we
yeah.
sell out almost every time.
Which is crazy
we come sit up with
also.
you guys. Because last time we were like, okay, 40 bottles is probably good. And Michael's like, yeah, that's got to be totally fine. Within an hour, all 40 bottles were gone. I'm like, I guess we need to go home and get more. And he's like, I have to bottle them. And I'm like, well, go do it quickly.
Yeah.
Go get me some.
Yeah.
So
well, and wait,
we'll be more prepared this year.
We got to talk about your vanilla extract too.
Oh,
because
yeah,
that's
we're
a
still
very
doing that.
Yes,
that's a
that's
very
true.
popular
That is
item.
not honey, and that
Yeah.
is not clothing.
Yeah.
That's
So tell
correct,
us more.
Yeah.
So last August, I ran out of vanilla extract. I don't know if you guys recall.
Yes.
We were out of extract from August to October for like all of the markets. So the extract I have now has been aging since August. So it's been aging twice as long as what it was
Ooh,
last year.
nice.
So in my opinion, it's twice as good.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course,
so
that
you
makes
can
more
like now
sense.
you need like a new name like double aged
Yeah.
vanilla
Something
or
like
something.
that. Yeah, I got to do something. I made a different label so it looks a little bit different.
Okay.
But it's still our same bean and vanilla extracts that'll continue to get better with time.
Very
So,
cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about
You'll
it.
have that. You'll have honey. You'll have clothing.
Yep.
You did a dip last year. Are you gonna do the yummy dip?
I was thinking about doing the ranch,
That's
but
so good. I got
don't
2
know.
containers of it, and I just ate it all. Doug
Did
was
you?
out of town.
Well, it doesn't fall under
I love
cottage
a dip.
foods.
Yeah.
And I just am hesitant to take on
I gotcha.
what comes with that.
Yeah, I understand that as well.
Because I don't want to get, overcommitted.
Yeah.
And then
Sometimes,
Yeah.
you test things out, you do cool things, and then you're like, you know what? I love the cool things. I'm
Yeah.
going to stick to these cool things right now. This is
Yeah.
my lane. I'm just going to stay in it and ride in it.
my ranch is great though.
It is
Very-
delicious.
You could always bring it as like a treat for us or
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
totally.
that's true.
Yeah, I totally could.
Samples, you can do a collab and do samples or
Yeah, I could leave us some with the tent in the middle one day or something.
That would be my
that-
tent.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
right there in the middle.
See,
There
that's
you go.
perfect
I'll
for
take
you.
some sourdough
Just
crackers
be like, this
and I'll
is
just sample all
this is
day.
a private sample bowl.
Yeah, right.
You watch me eat the sample, and then
Yes.
I'll tell you if it's good.
Yes, perfect. That is perfect.
Yeah, they're really good with Rachel's sourdough crackers too.
They are.
Especially the garlic herb ones or the pink salts are also really good.
Those crackers are the best.
Yeah, we buy so many from her.
They're really good.
They're
And then we're
delicious.
also going to have a hummus person this year.
Oh, I
it
forgot
Bella?
about that. Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
Yep, and they make these super yummy little pita chips.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
their
make
pita chips are so good.
they make homemade pitas and they make all kinds of stuff.
Yep,
so
their baba ganoush is great too.
I have some in my refrigerator right now.
Me too. Me too. They're also stocking at the wine rack in Zanesville. So when we went in there to get our wine a couple days ago, I was like, I
Nice.
grabbed like 5.
Yeah.
These are all coming home with me. I think I only have 2 left. This was like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's so good. I
That's
love
the
it.
best for girl dinner
I don't know
too.
what that is, but it sounds delicious, and I'll try more since they'll be. I didn't get to try any at the Christmas market. It was so busy.
Yeah,
I
it
could
was.
not even
Baba
get over
ganoush
it.
is just hummus made from eggplant instead of chickpeas.
Yeah, so it's
Oh.
smoked eggplant.
It's
and
really,
it's
I
really
love
good.
eggplant.
and
I
it's
know.
got-
It's
it's only
really good.
and like all their stuff is super clean ingredients too,
Very clean
and high
ingredients.
quality too, because they
Wonderful.
use the same kitchen as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down the best hummus. Hands down best hummus
I
ever.
tried to make hummus. It did not go well.
Mine is not anywhere close to theirs.
It's not,
I
it
will
wasn't
just buy
creamy.
theirs.
It was
Yeah.
more like,
And
Yeah.
it's very reasonably priced as
It's
well.
very, yeah. And it goes really good with pickled perfect pickles.
we're going to just be eating all summer.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm
This-
salivating just thinking about
I
the
know. I'm
pickles.
hungry. I haven't had dinner yet.
We have,
Oh,
me
right.
neither. We have 1 month and 2 days to go until the first market, so it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming fast.
It is. So you obviously have seen a lot of your business growth.
Yeah.
You talked about you guys went from 7 to 21 hives.
Yeah.
You added a bunch of different dresses. You added the mini me dresses.
I did.
What personal growth have you experienced from being a business owner? What has being a business owner taught you personally? How has working with Michael day to day? How does that go with your marriage? How do you guys handle that? And just kind of talk about how that's gone for you as far, because I know
Yeah.
owning a business, like you kind of have to step up to the plate a little bit. You
Oh,
have
you
to own
definitely
those
do.
mistakes that you make.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to go through some growing pains. So tell us a
Right.
little bit about that.
So we do a really good job of delegating. Michael's in charge 100% of all of the bee stuff, and my only job with the bee stuff is the back end. So I'll help with bottling, but he's doing all of the honey. I'll put the labels on the jar, and that's really my involvement with that on the physical side. But the fiscal side, all the finances, that's kind of my game.
Okay.
So I'm helping find places for us to sell honey. I'm in charge of all the online sales. I'm in charge of all the taxes. I'm in charge of all the things like that because it blends in seamlessly with Clarity, the dresses, because I'm selling so many of them online now that I'm just listing the honey as a product underneath my kind of umbrella of Clarity because it really fits with,
does.
Yeah, it
with our
does.
story.
Yeah, it does.
And dividing that up with our 2.5-year-old too is really great because he actually just put his bee suit on for the first time a couple days ago.
You have to have a picture of that.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I'd like to
It's in
see
my
that.
phone. Yeah, I'll get it for you. It's really cute, but it was really crazy. I was so nervous when I put on my bee suit, and I saw him wanting to put on his. I'm like, oh man, okay. 'Cause the last thing you want is to have his first experience not go too well.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he grabbed a bee brush, which is basically like just a long brush that's made with like horsehair. It's very gentle. And he was just sweeping the bees off the hive, going about his merry business.
With his bee suit on.
With his bee suit
What
on.
a brave boy.
Yeah. And the bees were like coming to investigate him, and then they just kind of left him alone. Like they
Wow.
sensed that he was very chill and that he was just using his brush and weren't bothering him at all. I've never really seen anything like it because they come right for me.
Yeah, there's something about kids. We've got calves that are just crazy with Doug and I, but Lorelai will go up and brush them and feed
Really?
them. Quiet as can be.
Maybe
it's the
it's the same
kids.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so innocent.
Yeah, and they're just so cool, calm, and collected
Yep.
most of the time.
Well, not mine, but yours, yes. Mine, no.
No, mine's a Hellraiser too. But at least with the bees, they recognized whatever that was in him. So now, this is a new development. He can go help Michael with the beehives, which gives me a little bit more time to dive deep online for the dresses. And I've started selling a little bit wholesale and just
Nice.
trying to get, I just want to get them to as many people as I can, you know, because the chemical thing is just so important to me.
Yeah, and they're a great product,
Thank
truly.
you.
I mean, I've washed mine several times. I just wash it. I think I've maybe even dried it.
I
but
dry
I'll wash
mine.
it and just put it on the drying rack.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff like that you buy at boutiques or stuff, I hate to say it, but it doesn't last. You wash it once
Synthetics
and
just
and it's
Yeah.
warped.
Yeah.
It never fits right again, and it goes in the trash, and it's
Yeah.
wasted money. It's crap anyways. And this stuff is very high quality. It lasts. I mean, I can't
you.
say enough good things about it.
It's
honestly.
unique.
And
That's
it's
what I
very
love
unique.
about it.
Yeah.
I
Like,
hate that it's unique, you know? I mean,
you hate that?
well, prior to like,
Oh,
Well,
I see what you
prior
mean.
to like World War One, everybody was wearing organic, not organic, but like natural fibers.
Yeah.
You know, our cancer rates were like 20% of what they are now. And it's just, you have to think about, it's probably not just the clothes. It's just the chemical exposure that we've been exposed to.
Just little by little over everything.
I'm
Yeah.
sure they add in like, 5% every year, and now look where we are.
Yeah.
You know, and it is a really unique product. I started making them because I couldn't find them.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's
And
I
I
couldn't
think
find
that,
'em.
and I think that's where a lot of our vendors started their products
Yeah.
from. They're like, I have this need that I want to meet,
Yeah.
and I can't find it anywhere, so I'm just going to take it upon myself, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make a business out of it.
Yeah.
So that's been a really cool thing too, and neat how everybody's kind of found their own way to do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And
Definitely.
this is your way, and I think that that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the response has been really great from everybody in the community. Just about every time I set up, everybody's so excited to see, well, dresses at a farmer's market, but then they get closer and they see they're handmade, they're hand-dyed, they're organically made. You know, I can't say they're organic because the
You can-
certification and
you
all
can
of
do-
that.
I know
But-
someone off the record, but on camera.
On the podcast.
That has a sticker that they made on, and they put it on their product, and it says "better than organic."
Oh, that's a great one. Okay.
So, I
I like
mean-
that a lot.
There's that.
That,
You know, always that.
yeah, that's in my wheelhouse now. Sorry.
Yeah, something of like your little own stamp of approval,
Right.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Well, like I love to have this conversation with people in person, you know, but
And you're really
you can
great
only
at
do so much in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you're really great about having those conversations, and
Absolutely.
you pull people in, and they start talking to you, and then you educate. I mean, you educate everybody that you talk to about that.
I try.
and that's
Yeah.
really important, and that's really great. That's like boots on the ground work right there.
Yeah. I try. I mean,
Well,
I try
that's
to
what
have
makes the
specific
difference.
answers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this.
Yeah, anybody
Not
can do this.
anybody can do this though. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Well, it just takes a little bit of tenacity to figure out what you want to do. That's the hardest part. Is
It
figuring
is.
out what your niche is, and then focusing on your niche and not getting, you know, lost in the opportunity of
Yeah.
everything you could possibly do.
yeah, all
That's
the
an
cool
important
things.
lesson.
is.
Let's
Yeah.
take that in.
Yeah, because I have
'Cause
so many
that's
people that are
important.
like, "Will you make me custom clothes? Will you make me custom clothes?" And like at the beginning last year, I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it." And then I did like 3, and I'm like, "I'm not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
It's just it takes way too much of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, they don't come out as good as I would like them to, because the reason these have all come out so well now is like I'm on version 8. you know?
Yeah.
I can't make 8 versions of a custom clothe. I can't
Right.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just a lesson of focus
Yes.
has been the biggest thing that I learned in the last year.
Yeah.
It's like if I only have so many hours per day that I'm going to dedicate to the business. Like for
Yep.
me, that's 2 hours a day. Because then I do the markets, and that, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is
Yeah.
typically the days I actually go work. So
Yeah.
during the week, 2 hours a day is what I'll do for the businesses. And I can really get it done in like a power hour
Yeah.
type situation.
Yep. That's kind of what I
Bree's
do
power
too.
hour is at 5 in the morning.
Oh, mine's at like 8.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
morning?
Yeah.
Okay, not at night.
Yeah.
No. Well, if I can't sleep, which I can't sometimes, then yeah, I'll be up till like 2 in the morning, really
Wow.
getting good stuff done. But,
Yeah,
but
man, the
that's
best
like-
work is
yeah,
done
at, like,
late at
nightmare
night
hour.
or early in the morning. I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Early in the
like,
morning.
Yeah.
that's where it's at. And like,
Yeah, I agree.
I had like read this Instagram post or something, and it was talking about billionaires getting up at 5 a.m. or whatever. And I told
Yeah.
my husband, I was like, I'm gonna start getting up with the billionaires at 5 a.m. And man, I mean, I get a lot done. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, you do.
I let the dogs out. I drink my lemon water.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe fold a load of clothes just to like get awake, have my coffee, sit down, and I'm just like,
And just get into it.
you know,
5:17.
Yeah.
5:06. Sometimes 5. Never before 5. But I'm always up at 5 anyways. That's when she texts.
Are you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Sarah have like the world's problem solved by 7 o'clock. I'm like,
Nice.
I'm like holding back from like texting everybody I need to text. I'm trying to text Gino. I'm like, when's an appropriate time to
I
text
tell
him?
her to schedule them, and
Once
she's
the
like,
sun
I don't
comes
like
up.
that.
Once the sun comes up,
8 o'clock.
it's fair game.
8 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sun comes up at like 5:15, so
Does it
fair
really?
game.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, she tried to be like, you know, you can schedule those, right? And I was like, yeah, but then I get annoyed because then it's like sitting at the top for like the whole time, and like,
It's
if
like I
I'm,
could send it 2 minutes sooner.
yeah, I could just send it right now.
Yeah.
I schedule a whole bunch of texts and emails. That's all I do. I just schedule things.
I prefer it too, because I do all of my work at times that people don't want to receive them.
Right.
I don't even want your answer right now. I want your answer later.
Right, right.
I have a
So-
good Mrs. Blooper that reminded me about early in the
Okay.
morning.
Well,
meeting.
let's figure out where you are.
Yeah, let's
And here.
yeah.
Well, yes, I know
Where,
you're right here,
where
but
can we find you out in the interwebs and in the real world?
So I've
Before the
got-
market.
Right. So I've got my website, which is wearclarity.com.
Okay.
I ship everywhere. The farthest places I've shipped so far right now is London, which is kind of cool.
that's like international.
Oh, I know.
She just
Good.
like nonchalantly
I know.
said London, which is pretty cool.
thought that
Yeah,
was
you're an
pretty cool.
international company.
Yeah, I've also shipped one to Hawaii, which is also really, really far.
That is
I think it's
awesome.
even farther from London. But
Probably.
Anyway, so I ship anywhere, and I've got a big fat market schedule up on our Facebook
I
page.
saw it. That was an
and
amazing put together.
It's
Yeah.
a big one, and it's on our website too. So we're
Okay.
going to be at the co-op pretty much every week. But there's a couple events that I'm going to travel for that are like 3-dayers that,
Those look
that
really
I won't be
cool.
at the co-op, but Mike
Yeah.
will be there with.
I love it when
Okay.
Michael comes and sells dresses. Please just send them with him.
I'm trying to bribe him to do that, but he's like, I think I just want to be the honey man when you're not there.
The
And I'm
honey
like,
man.
okay.
He'll be mobbed by people looking for dresses if he doesn't have them. So.
Well, that's his consequence.
Yeah, so if he wants
didn't
to
wanna bring
beat
them.
the people off of the tent because he
Yeah.
doesn't have dresses, then that's on him.
He'll have his tunes and his sunglasses.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he'll be
vibing.
fun.
When you're
Rocking
not there,
chair.
he's just like vibing.
He's just vibing.
Yeah.
With Rivy and the bubble blower, I'm sure.
Yep, 100%.
We got one of those. We
Yeah.
got one of those.
Yeah,
It's in our
100%.
market box. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
It's like
that was
a
a big hit
bubble
last year.
blower war fight. Whatever. Okay.
could
Which,
So-
by the
official
way,
jobs.
if you come to the market and you want to try a dress on, we have bathrooms
Right.
that people
That's
can
important.
go in and
Yep.
try dresses on. So that's really
Great.
nice too, because people.
I got to bring you guys a full-length mirror or something to
Yes,
just prop up in there.
yes.
There
we
is
need
no
that.
mirror in
There
that
is-
bathroom.
There is no mirror.
Which is, I have no mirrors in my bathroom either. Our house is under constant construction. So my kids are always like, "That's what I look like, Mom." I'm just kidding. We have some mirrors. Anyways, I digress.
I'll bring you one.
Yes, so we need a mirror, but anyways, people can try them on, and a mirror would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, that's what we'll do. So if people
Great.
will find you at the market. So when you're not tending to the bees and doing the dresses and watching the baby, what do you like to relax and do? What do you like to read, watch?
I'm a big reader. I've
Okay.
read, I think, 60 books already this year.
Okay,
Wow.
what's your? I'm getting
Something
ready to go on
crazy.
vacation and I need to read. So
Oh,
what's
well,
your
it
pick?
depends on what you're into. So
Okay.
Murder
I'm
mysteries.
Give me it doesn't matter. Give
what
me like
Brie
your
likes.
top 3. Doesn't matter the genre.
Oh gosh. Well, I pretty much read exclusively like fantasy
Okay.
or historical nonfiction. And
Okay.
There's nothing in the middle.
Okay.
So like right now I'm reading a book on Abraham Lincoln's like reasoning for his speeches.
Okay.
And his use of geometry in those speeches, which is
Okay.
very far from like the fantasy where there's
Yeah.
like magic and dragons
Yeah.
and fun things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it just kind of depends on what's floating my boat that day.
I totally get it.
Sometimes I'm looking to just turn my brain off, which is when I pick the fantasy because it's just so fun.
Yes.
And then there's days where I'm looking to just redirect and kind of get refreshed, and that's when I'll pick up like a history book.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like you end up coming up with really good ideas when you
Yeah.
go down that like intellectual thing. I started, I read some like Ralph Waldo Emerson,
Oh, nice.
and I just love that.
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
I like Leaves and Grass.
Yeah, and Henry David Thoreau, and man, it's
Uh-huh. It's
thick.
deep. It's deep.
It's thick and it's deep, and I like it when it makes you think.
Yeah, and you got to read it slow, and you got to read it more than once. And I'm like one of those
100%.
person where I need to like snack on something while I'm thinking about it. Mm-hmm. I really like to be outside when I read stuff like that. I'm very particular about venue when I'm reading.
Okay.
Like I don't want to just read sitting in my car. I want to go outside. I'm going to have a little setup. I'll bring my blankie. If I'm at home, I'll put on like my red lights. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very silly.
You're like ready to enter that space.
Yeah, I'll get my EMF mat out and get like grounded. And
Nice.
it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
It's your
that.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's recovery time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
We all need that
absolutely.
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What are you watching? Are you watching anything?
Watching or reading?
Reading,
Because I
watching.
started reading a book so I could answer this
Dang,
question.
girl, what are you
I
reading?
know, I'm reading a book. It's called Created to Be a Helpmeet. It's about how, as a Christian woman, I can help my husband.
That's
That's really
nice.
all it is. Like, just, it talks about him, he really is the brains of the operation. It talks about how I'm like you said, like behind the scenes, the really
Yeah.
doer,
Yeah.
So that's what I'm reading, and I'm reading it, not listening to it. I'm like
for
physically
you.
book open. Lainey's like, "Mama, you read me a book?" And I was like, "Sure, Lainey, I'll read you this book." So yeah, I am reading. What are you reading? What you already said, but you're probably not.
Am I reading anything? Well, I have like a book that I started, but I'm not really into it. But I'm trying to find a book to read when I go on vacation. But do you want me to tell about the series that I told you guys about before the podcast, or is that too dark?
What series?
The Dark Wizard, the guy,
Oh yeah,
the
I would hear
windsuit
about
guy.
that. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
hear about that.
Oh, okay.
The windsuit guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my husband watched the first episode without me. Well, I came in like halfway through, and he was watching this thing. It was called The Dark Wizard, and it's about this guy named Dean Potter, and he was originally started out climbing rocks, like just like with the ropes, and then eventually progressed to climbing with like the handholds, but he would wear a parachute. So if he needed to bail, he would just parachute. And
Wow.
then it eventually went to base jumping and then windsuit jumping. And there was this one thing that they showed where he was kind of like towards the end of his career, but he was taken to China and he was supposed to walk across the slack line, across this like
Like a
huge
tightrope?
cavern. Yeah. And they were wanting to put a net and he was like, no net. And they showed him like right before, like the days before he was practicing. He couldn't make it 2 feet. On the day of, he just gets on that thing and walks across this.
Wow.
Just walks across. I mean, he's like obviously like balancing and stuff, but like to not even have been able to do it and then to just go for
Just be
it.
like, I'm doing it.
And then just to do it.
Yeah.
And then just like so many things that just extreme things, like just listening about his story and his mind. It was just very interesting. And like, I just like to learn about like interesting people like that, that are just like
Unstoppable.
kind of wild and
Yeah.
kind of like, who would do that? Who would put on a windsuit and like skim down a mountain?
That's
like,
crazy to me.
I mean, it just is
Not
crazy.
me. I would not do that.
Yeah, and so stuff like that. I never used to like watch documentaries and stuff, but
We
as
watch
I-
a lot of documentaries.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just like getting better, but and they're just like finding
you're
like
getting
some kind of,
older. Yeah.
or I'm getting older.
I think they're getting more cinematic though.
I think
like,
they're getting
really well done. They're like movie
yeah,
quality.
they
now.
are, and
Yeah.
they're finding really interesting people. I think to do documentaries over.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of them have died, but.
But it records, their lives in such an authentic way. Like it's
does.
probably very respectful to their lives.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much what I've been watching, and need to find something new to watch. I'm like in that in between. I'm like, I need a book, I need something.
Yeah,
so.
I can't quite get into any TV shows lately. We tried the Abraham Lincoln, because he's kind of my guy, and the Thomas Jefferson docuseries on History Channel and Disney, respectively. And they were both very, very good. It's just, I need something a little bit more. You know? You can only learn so much about, like, your favorite political person. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Okay, so what are some of your like business bloopers that you've done? Like anything where you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
Well, it took me a very long time to find the manufacturer that I'm using now. And I've been through 6 manufacturers.
Wow.
And this is the 7th. And the first 6, there was something wrong with everything. And it was just like, when you receive a box of dresses that are like, there's 250 of them, and you have to open every single one and like open it and shake it out and inspect it and be like, okay, that's wrong. I get like Post-it notes, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Then try and go haggle, argue, be like, this is not what I ordered, this is not the quality I was, was represented. It was a whole thing. Like, you bought a skirt for me last year that just had one pocket. That's like a very normal.
Did I?
You did.
Oh.
I told you about it when you bought it.
I'm
But
sure you
there's-
did.
There's just one pocket in that.
Must only be my right pocket.
It is. But,
There you go.
but there's just been a lot of hurdles that way where it's like things that I've ordered have been without straps. Straps have broken. There's no lining. The skirt's uneven in the front then versus in the back, and like not in the cute way.
Yeah, right.
Just like that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
It should be longer in the back, if anything. And it took a really long time to get here. And I think that's probably the only business blooper that I've really had, because I've just been trying to be so intentional about the whole thing. I've been taking baby steps. So like
I think that's important.
yeah, because like that's one of the reasons I was so late to market with the dresses last year, is because I kept receiving things that I was like, I'm not putting my name on this. Like, I'm a perfectionist. I'm very detailed. If it's not something that I would wear, like if I'm gonna feel some type of way when someone picks it up and I have to like explain it,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sell it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. So I ate a lot of that, and it took me a very long time to get to a place where I'm like very dialed in now.
That's good.
Yeah, so like now, if someone like, for instance, liked this dress and say, hey, I'd like to customize this to above the knee, be like, great, I can do that in 3 weeks for you.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
like that's something that has really taken me a very long time to get dialed in, but now I can do that,
That's cool.
which is cool.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but I don't like to take big steps if I'm not 100% sure of my footing. Like I'm all about, risk is totally different, but I'm not going to do something unnecessarily big if it just requires a smaller detail to hone it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
You
makes
know.
sense.
It does. That's
Yeah.
a lot of wisdom right there too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's also expensive to make mistakes.
It definitely is.
Well, like I swear, I got on the 5th manufacturer, and the same problem was happening, and I'm like, maybe this just isn't for me. This is the 5th one, right
Yeah.
before the one that I really, really like. And I was like, I just don't know I don't even know if I can even find this product because
Right.
I really wanted it to be block printed just because of the nature of the dyes that they use. Like I knew I didn't have to worry about it because they've been making dresses and fabrics this way for 500 years. They haven't added any of the chemicals that fast fashion has added. I
Right.
knew this was what I needed to do to just preserve the chemical aspect of what I was trying to do.
Sure.
And I finally found it after I made I'm like, this is the last thing I'm going to try. And those are the dresses I brought to market last year.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it was a big circle.
It finally all came together.
It finally all came together. Finally all came together. But it took a little while.
You did, but you did it. A
Yeah.
lot of people would have just been like, you know what, this is too much. I'm
It
out.
was a little more expensive than I'm willing to admit that it was, but I'm just not thinking about that anymore.
That's in the past.
I donated like all of it, so I don't
That's
feel
nice.
bad, you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I kind of feel bad because they don't have like the right pockets and they're all kind of screwed up. But I don't feel that bad because I donated it.
Yeah.
So it all went to a good cause anyway.
Right,
That's
right.
good.
And that's what you do.
Even if
You
someone just uses the fabric for a project or something.
Right.
Like, whatever.
At least it's not in the trash.
Yeah, at least it's not in the trash.
get lemons, you make lemonade.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Totally.
Yeah.
That is what I did.
I don't have a business blooper recently, except I'm out of beef. That's a blooper. But
That's
I'm
a
getting more
blooper.
on Thursday, so it's fine.
I thought
Yeah.
you sold your whole herd.
No, so we kept our herd. Our mamas are out at the ranch.
Uh-huh.
This particular animal that I am picking up is a mama that cannot be a mama anymore.
Oh.
It's Lorelei's cow.
Oh,
Last
no.
noon. She's come to terms with it. The bottle calf is up in our
Oh, okay.
yeah, we had to be a bottle baby, and so
Yeah.
he's, cheeseburger down the road. We talk about those things.
Yeah.
No, so we were able to process her. We don't get normal cuts out of a cow. They
Right.
make the best ground beef though.
Yeah.
So delicious. How that kind of is working, like we have calves on the ground now. Not all of them are going to be mamas. Some of them are bulls that will end up steering, and then we'll be able to grow those out. So
Yeah,
we
cool.
had to, we cut our herd down, not even in half. Whatever is less than half, that is what we cut down our herd.
Oh, okay.
So my husband's really going after what we call seed stock, and that's just buying and selling live animals.
Oh, okay.
And beef has always been
that's
a
why you're
byproduct.
not having the freezer at the market anymore.
Right, that,
Got it,
and we
okay.
don't have a whole lot of space, so it was okay.
Yeah.
When you said, you had said, you gotta just pick what you're gonna do,
gotta
and that's what you're
focus.
gonna do. Yes, I just felt torn last year, and
Yeah.
I told Bree we were at a garden event. I told her this is so much more fun.
Yeah.
I love selling our beef. I love telling our story, and I will continue to do that. My kids can do that on their own.
Right.
That's just their thing. But the market has a huge place in my heart just for the families that are, one, they're set up and they're providing for their families, which is so cool. And two, the community. That's what I like. I don't even know what you're talking about. My business
It started
blooper
with
was
the
I ran out
yeah,
of beef,
yeah.
but I have an order Thursday.
That's perfect. Well,
Well, that's great, and that's really what we just need more of. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And how you said, don't jump, low and slow, baby steps. I had for a really long time, I think, for the first probably year really bad of markets, that fear of missing out.
Yeah.
I had that so bad it would keep me up at night. It would
Yeah.
cause tension in our marriage because I was like, babe, I need an animal that I can cut up into steaks for these people at the farmer's market that want these steaks. And if they don't get them from me, they're going down 3/10 down, and they're going to buy them from her. And they're never going to buy from us again. And my husband, he has way more wisdom than I do, but it caused a lot. And I was just like,
Yeah.
not
Sometimes it's
understanding.
hard.
It
you know?
is,
It's hard
yeah.
to take a step back from something that's doing well.
yeah.
yeah,
You know.
for sure.
Yep. So now I think we've hit our sweet spot. Our ground
Good.
beef is probably our best product
Great.
by far, and we're just going to roll with that, and we'll be able to do it. That's sustainable. That's more
Yeah.
sustainable.
Yeah.
We'll always have, every once in a while, some other fun cuts in stock, but
Right.
I think
I think it's a good move.
for my sanity,
I think it's a good move.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
blooper.
If you were one of my customers, you got a text last Friday at 6 a.m. letting you know the orders were open. And
Last Friday at 6 a.m.
And not at 10 a.m.
Oh, that's what that email was about.
That's not that big of a deal.
I felt awful.
Oh, that's fine.
Talking
Yeah.
about sitting at my computer getting work done, and then the text came through. Orders now open. I was like, oh my God.
It's just
Oh,
a
no.
text.
I felt awful.
I feel like I got the
remember
text
getting that text.
I I got
I
your
get
normal
the text.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
your text. That doesn't even remember, like, it's not
Didn't
even
bother
in my
me.
memory. Not even
Well, I
lodged in
felt
my memory.
a few people replied back. They were like, "It's okay. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Thank you so much." They were like, "Actually, I work third shift, so I was sleeping at 10 a.m." I was like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah, people are so forgiving. That's what I found.
They are. They are much more forgiving than I feel like I am on myself.
Yeah, right.
I'm still
That's-
feeling
yeah.
bad about it, obviously. I'm like, same thing though about you talking about if you don't have the steaks, they're going to give 4 tenths down. Now I'm like, oh God, I sent them in texts at 6 a.m. They're never going to buy meals again.
Yeah.
We'll always buy your meals.
I don't know.
We love
why.
your meals.
Thank you.
We put that doubt in our own heads, and then we just let it grow.
Yeah.
And we convince ourselves that it's not just us that feels that way, it's everybody that we serve. And it's not the case.
No,
It
not
just
at
takes
all.
a minute to
agree.
realize that.
I agree. Most people think predominantly about themselves and very less about everyone else.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So.
Well, I forgive you. If that makes you feel any better.
Me too, even though I don't even
Thank
remember
you.
it.
I feel better now. Okay, Sarah, what's the random
I
question of the
don't know
week?
yet. I don't
What do you-
know.
question
you
of
don't
the
know
week?
yet?
I know. Well, we all have children. Are you potty training yet?
We are doing well.
That's what I want. I want a good potty training story because I got a good
we're
one.
doing-
Oh, are you going to tell them?
Yeah, I got a good one.
Okay.
We're doing well-ish. If we prompt him, he goes no problem.
Uh-huh.
Every time, no accidents. We go multiple days with a clean diaper.
Sure.
Until we have like a hiding episode
Yeah.
where he hides and we can't find him, and then
We know.
we know something terrible has happened in the diaper.
Yeah.
And it's like a hose you down type situation.
Oh my
Yeah.
And it is,
I'm sure you have good ones.
it's not the best, I must say.
Yeah. So I think Lainey is a November.
Uh-huh.
Yours is October?
July.
July?
Oh, yeah, our kids have the same birthday.
Why
July
did I-
25th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did I think he was?
I'm in November.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I thought
She
someone
gave me
in your
some earrings
family.
for my birthday last year.
Lorelai did?
Yeah.
Bless her little heart.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, Lainey. Yeah, but you can do yours. I want to go last.
No, you. I don't,
Okay, I wanna go
don't-
second.
I mean, my kids are 14 and 12. They would die if I told a potty
true.
training
You can
story.
tell Tim's potty training stories.
I don't have any of
Oh.
those. I don't even. I'm so. I know what you're gonna say, and I can't think.
Okay, so I'm. Are you sure you know?
About Lainey's story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me.
I know, but she has many stories.
Well,
I don't know.
I
Maybe
think it's
there's
probably-
a new one.
No, so a couple of weeks ago, I ran out of diapers on a Monday. I was like, forget about this. We're just going for it. So we went for it on that Monday. She did great all day Monday. Tuesday, she did really good too. Tuesday night, Doug brings home the calf.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Doug brings home the calf, and he is also, we do like a compost with manure and all that good stuff because we've got all that good stuff, right?
Right.
And so he is putting it in our raised garden bed for Lorelai. So our tractor's in our front yard. Doug's like, I'm going to tie the calf with its halter to the tractor so he can get used to the kids because the kids are going to bottle feed him.
Yeah.
Well, Doug's off in the garden doing something with the skid steer. Lorelai's out front doing, I don't know. And I'm just standing in the driveway, I think, and Lainey comes running over. Now, mind you, Lainey has on shorts, but nothing else. Like, she doesn't have a diaper on. She doesn't have a pull-up on. She doesn't have underwear on. Like, that's just my MO with potty training. We're just going for it.
Oh.
She comes running over, and she's like, Mama, the calf pooped. And I was like, what? And she's like, the calf pooped. And I'm thinking, okay, calf poop is gross. It's like yellow and goopy
Yeah.
and gross. And she goes, come here. And so I run over, and like she runs like this. She's like running, you know. And I go over, and the calf is like in the small. If this is small, this is the tractor, and the calf is tied up there. The sidewalk in which the poo is on is way over here. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe it pooped while Doug was getting it out of the truck. Like, I didn't see it, and it was like smeared into the concrete. And I was like, okay, maybe. And then I walk away, and Lainey comes running over. I don't even know how long later. And she goes, Mama, I have to pee. And I was like, okay, I'll take you in. I was like, oh, don't step on that poo. You know, we go in, poop
Everywhere.
in every place of her body. And I open up the door, and Doug's walking up the hill with the calf, and I was like, Doug, and he goes, that wasn't cow poop, was it? I was like, it was not. And I looked at Lainey, who is 2 and something, and I was like, Lainey, did you poop on the sidewalk? And she goes, no, the baby calf did. I said, no, Lainey, you pooped on the sidewalk. She still says it was the baby calf, but
We've
she
had a
pooped
couple
on
of
my
those, too.
sidewalk.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those too because we have a new baby puppy, and Ribby goes, "That's baby puppy."
Yeah, I couldn't believe the deceit.
Yeah.
Then like she brought beef out to me the next day,
Yeah.
and then Lainey was still sticking to the story. She was like, "Lainey, who pooped on the sidewalk?" She was like, "Calf poop on sidewalk," and then she looked out of the corner of her eye.
Yeah, she has
She
the
was like
side eye.
peeing out of the like top of her car seat.
Oh.
She was like,
It wasn't me.
it was so funny.
I don't
Okay.
know.
If I have to contribute the poop story, I have one poop story. I think probably the first time I ever took Jax
Oh, I love that it's
to
him.
like lunch or something
because
like
he's
that.
gonna ask to watch this.
Yeah. We were at Theo's and he pooped up his back and like
worst.
up his it was everywhere and I didn't have any extra clothes.
And I don't think they have a changing room.
And they
do
don't have they have like just like a tray thing
Yeah.
that you know comes down, but I was just like, and I was like in the bathroom by myself and I was just like what do I do? What's gonna happen? I don't know what we ended up doing. I think there might have been like one article of clothing and then we just like left.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Ugh, sounds like a sink shower.
I love
Yeah.
potty training. It's my favorite.
I am
Can I
so
hire
glad
you
I
to
don't
come
have
No,
to do
I
that
don't like
again.
potty
Consult?
training. I cannot.
My only
No,
advice
no.
to
You
you
don't-
is
you
that
don't want my
they'll do
advice.
it when they're ready.
Yeah. Lainey
You can't
played
force
for
it.
so long, and we
Yeah.
had to wait. Everyone in my life was like, "Oh, she's ready to potty train, Sarah. She's ready to potty train." And I'm like, "Listen, I think I know her well enough. Like, she literally just wants to sit on the toilet and wash her hands after. Like, she just wants to play."
Yeah.
And so we waited a couple of months, and then it was the whole. She didn't do anything. Had no interest in that at all. And then I ran out of diapers, and I was like, "Here we go."
Perfect
I
time.
have always wanted a cloth diaper. Like, that is a dream. I have
Yeah, that
still in
seems-
my
I
little
tried
heart.
that.
Like a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what my sister said. She was like, I
Yeah.
tried it, I didn't like it. But
It's
I don't
quite
know.
messy.
yeah, I don't know. I thought, well, maybe I can just stick, like, that wasn't my thought that Monday morning. I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and buy cloth diapers for her. And then I'm like, nope, she's too old. She probably just needs to potty train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those
Well, thanks
things.
for, that's why my random question, just so I can tell my story. It's okay when she's like, old, I'll share this clip of it and be like, listen, I told your dirty secrets on air, but Jack's got his told too, so.
Yeah.
And so
Sorry,
did
Jax.
so did Riv.
And
so,
Riv, yeah.
So
Sorry,
we're
Jax. Yeah.
And all
good.
three of them.
Trifecta.
See.
It is what it is.
That was fun. I learned so much
I
this
learned so
podcast.
much about the bees, about your dresses, about you.
Thank you.
We're so excited. The market's coming up super soon, and we're so excited that you're going to be there.
Yes.
And it's June 20th. That's going to be opening day.
Sure
We're going to
is.
have rooted coffee there. Hopefully the weather is going to be on our side. And we're just super excited. It's going to be 8 to noon, 433 Wheeling Avenue. There will be parking at kind of like behind the county buildings. And then you can park behind the 433 Wheeling Avenue office building as well. And our Facebook page is going to be filled with things coming up of what's going to be going on about the market. And so you can stay up to date with us on all that stuff on our Facebook page and our website.
Yeah, our T-shirt orders close tonight.
Uh-oh.
Too.
Okay.
And the link is on Facebook. So
Okay.
they're 100% cotton, but now I'm really nervous. I feel like I need to go and investigate these shirts a little further.
Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Oh,
Just get your 100% cotton shirts.
The 100% cotton stuff is so hard to find, honestly.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
It is.
So I'm gonna look at that, but
Yeah, unless you want to put out $35 for a T-shirt. Just go
Yeah.
100% cotton.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling very rather convicted. But I digress. Those order forms close tonight. So if you ordered, that's great. We'll get them in. We're gonna do another round, so maybe we could lean in for some more research or something like that to look
Okay.
at shirts and prints and all the things. So
Definitely.
that's what's coming down the pipeline.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing kid-size T-shirts? Just
Oh.
adult size.
Just adult size, but we could ask her about kids.
Yeah, actually, she did little logos. We were playing around with like a pocket patch or
Oh, okay.
what have you, and we ended up not doing that this round. And I did ask her. I was
Yeah,
like, if
about
you
your
have
kids.
little shirts on any color, I'll take them. So I bet she would.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I have that. I think I have another option if you did want to do something like that, and you could put in a kid's size there too.
Okay.
And then the same colors.
Maybe I will get
apply.
rid of a few. I think he would like to have a uniform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
I
that
got
would be
them for
really cute.
Lorelai
Yeah,
and Lainey. I
especially
didn't get
if he's
one
the
from
official
Leo.
bubble blower.
It's true. He
Yeah,
needs an
he
official
is.
shirt. On the back, it can say official bubble blower.
We can do that.
Yeah.
That would be great.
You
Yeah,
know
that would
plenty
be
of
really
people
cute.
that can do
And there's so many
customization.
little kiddos that run around the market too. And we have another girl that's joining the market. She has 3 kiddos.
Ooh,
And
so we'll have a whole gang.
There should be a whole gang of kiddos.
Great.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Keep them well protected in a corner.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Set them up by us so they can all play.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Run around like crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds great.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's it.
Yep.
Thanks
See
for
you
joining
next
us.
time.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.
You're very
Yes,
welcome.
thank
Thank
you.
you.